Hello everybody, and welcome. My name is Kezia, and I'm here to bring you a video about difficult or negative feelings in dreams and what to do with them or about them if that's something that you're experiencing. And I wanted to start by saying it's super duper common. It's one of the most, the majority of dreams in one way or another shed light on things that we'd rather not look at. And that's really why I understand dreams to be, the work that I do with dreams at least, to be truly shadow work. Because dreams seem pretty persistent and insistent, that we look at the aspects of ourselves that we'd rather not look at. And so this can mean reminding us of anxieties we have, difficulties in our relationships with other people or the people that we love. They can bring us back to memories of trauma, right, or very difficult, some of the most difficult aspects of our lives. Our dreams might be bringing us back there over and over, and you might feel like, Kezia, you keep telling me my dreams are about love, and that is not what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing the exact opposite of that, actually. So what are you talking about? How could that be? So I just want to give you a little bit, a couple of ideas of what you can do if you feel that way about your dreams, if you feel like they're just bringing you back to hard feelings and they're not really giving you anything to do with them except for feel bad, and that's why you want to ignore them. And I get that totally, because it's actually requires kind of a complete change in the way we understand love and what healing is really about, to be able to appreciate what our dreams are offering us when they give us difficult feelings to work with. So there are a lot of modalities out there that you can, and I encourage you to seek out when you're looking for comfort, when you're looking for support, when you're looking for a gentle, tender way to just connect back with the ultimate source of love and light and sweetness, or whatever it is to give you rest, relaxation, all of those things. And I think that those are great things to do in your spiritual path. And everyone's going to have different things that bring them to that place, to center them, ground them, make them feel better, make them feel more stable and comforted. And but I will say, I don't think that's what dreams are. A lot of times they're about, jumbling everything up, bringing things to the surface, challenging us, making us feel like we have to work, and seeing the things that we need to change, and really like encouraging us to change and transform. They aren't necessarily going to be gentle and tender, although sometimes they are, and they can kind of do both. But it's really about two different philosophies and two different approaches that I both think are very valid of how to come into your full self, into your full healing and healed self. And the dreams are really about showing us the places that we don't want to look, bringing us to the places that we are avoiding so that we can continue to grow. And that's really what shadow work is about, I think. And that's one of the reasons why dreams bring us the difficult feelings. So one of the mantras or bottom line that I try to keep in mind for myself and when I'm working with others when a difficult feeling arises is that I have to trust that the dream is not going to bring me anywhere or show me anything that I'm not ready to look at. Okay? So if you come to a difficult feeling in a dream, you might, right away, you're tensing up and you're like, oh, I don't want to see this. Why? So just keeping that in your back of your mind. Okay, if my dream is bringing me this feeling, then there's probably a reason, and I am ready to receive it, because my dream is going to know me better than I know myself in some way, or it's trying to encourage me on a path. And so if this is coming up in a dream, that must mean there's some aspect of me that's ready to receive it. So put yourself into that mindset, first of all, of receptivity. Second, maybe the difficult feeling that is coming up in the dream is something that you're very familiar with, like you already know in the back of your mind, this is a problem. For example, maybe you're someone who has a lot of hangups about the way that you look, and you're getting these dreams where you're looking in the mirror, or you can't figure out which clothes to wear, and you're stressing about what to wear, what to put on, and you wake up and you're like, I know, dream, I know I have that problem. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me. Thanks for making me feel worse than I already do, so I have to think about that problem again. So that's the kind of situation you're having in the difficult dreams that you're having. What I would ask you to do is to say to yourself, okay, if my dream is bringing me this feeling, there must be something that I'm not aware of. My dream is not going to just bring me a feeling and that I already know everything about. Because if I knew everything there was to know about it, then I wouldn't be so attached to it, right? If it's a feeling that you feel stuck on, like forever many years, you just can't seem to feel okay when you get dressed, or there's nothing that makes you feel good when you wear, then there must be something for you. So if you're getting these dreams that are bringing up the same kind of difficult feelings, recurring dreams, you could say, and you feel like it's about a topic that you already know everything about, I really encourage you to keep your open mind and to say to trust your dream, to say, okay, there must be something here for me that I haven't looked at yet. And sometimes it's the simplest thing is just to remember, because a lot of times our difficult feelings when we're awake, it can feel like they're being caused by the outside world, right? We can feel like, well, the reason that I don't feel good about myself is because my husband thinks I'm fat. Or the reason that I don't think I can do anything or change my career is because my boss doesn't support me or doesn't see my talents. So it can be very easy to create stories in our mind when we're awake to explain to us why we feel bad, and especially stories that don't have to do with us. Because if other people are causing our problems, or or external situations that we don't have control over are causing us to feel the way that we feel, then we're kind of off the hook, right? We're not responsible for our feelings. But if you're having those difficult feelings inside of a dream, let's say you have a dream about your boss and he's making you feel bad the way you feel when you're awake with your boss, it's good to remember in your dream, your boss is never there, right? He wasn't. It was all happening inside of your own mind. So that means the story that your boss rejects you, that he doesn't like you, has become internalized enough that you're dreaming about it. And that means that there's some degree of empowerment that you need to reclaim, because who knows how your boss is going to act when you're awake. Maybe he really is a jerk and he is abusing you verbally every day, right? That could be happening. People can get into that kind of a relationship. And you can't control that. And obviously that's going to make you feel bad. I'm not saying you should be impervious to that, but you have to also claim back your own internal territory and understand no one can actually make you feel anything about yourself. You are the one, that's one of the things you have the most control over, it, right? Is how you feel about yourself. And so you are the one that has to reclaim that territory inside of yourself. And if you're dreaming about your boss, being mean to you, that means you've internalized that story and you're carrying it around as a reality inside of yourself. And that is something that is so beautiful if you can recognize that and understand, wow, this relationship has gotten to a point where before he even says anything, he's just in the room and I start feeling bad about myself. That means that there's something I can reclaim here and tell myself a new story. A story like, hey, why I don't know all the reasons why my boss is mean to me or how I got into this relationship, but this is what I know about myself. This is my truth about who I am and the kind of work that I do. And I'm going to hold on to that reality regardless of what happens, in our interactions in our waking life. So that recognition when you have a difficult feeling in a dream, especially if it's to do with a situation that's going on in your life, the recognition that if you're dreaming about it, then you've taken that story on and too much, right? You've internalized it deep enough that you're actually dreaming about it, meaning it's triggered without any external things making it happen. That means that it's time for you to reclaim that feeling, understand I'm the one making this story true, and that means I can tell a new story and I can empower myself to think about the situation in a new way. And if you're able to do that, I promise you, you will see change in your waking life. If you say, you know what, maybe today is a new day and this is how I feel about myself, it's going to be that much harder for that person to, get into your mind and make you feel bad. So the recognition is really important. The ownership is really important. And the empowerment that can come from that is really important. So that is the little piece I wanted to offer today about negative feelings and dreams, especially recurring dreams or when the negative feeling is something that you are very familiar with, like it's your sister making you feel a certain way, or you're in a car and you get really angry because somebody cut you off, those kind of situations. Understand, if you're having that feeling in the dream, that means you're taking on that story and internalizing it so deeply that that feeling is now coming from you, right? It's not coming from the outside. How do we know? Because you dreamt about it and there wasn't any external things and you still had that feeling. So the dream is reminding you, showing you, telling you, trying to get you to understand that you are the one that's telling this story inside of yourself. And you can reclaim it and empower yourself to tell a new story. Now, again, I'm not saying that that means no one's ever going to cut you off or that you're never going to have any reaction to the outside world again. But what it does mean is that there is this internal territory of yourself and the way you feel and your truth, and you get to be the one that, you're the ruler of that domain, okay? And you need to be careful about what stories you're letting in and what realities you're allowing to take that power away from you and make you feel like other people are causing, or other external events are the cause of your emotions. So I hope that was helpful and clear enough. Please let me know. Keep in touch. You can always join the Facebook group. It's called Dream of Love. So if you have any feelings or questions or thoughts about this or any other thing, you can go in there, answer a question, put it in the comments below, and just keep in touch in general. I love to hear how your dream journey is going and how your experience with your dreams are taking you and what kind of things you're interested in exploring. Okay, thank you very much, and bye.